Good evening, everybody. Once again, I'm back for CHL Bidding Night 3. I'm Powder P. I'll be your host, and with me tonight I have Mike Rushton, Rushpock from the Swift Current Broncos. How you doing tonight, Mike?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
All right, so far so good. How long? Give us your background in the league. How long you been with in a GM role? How long have you been in the league? What is your other experience playing 6v6 hockey?
Sure. This is actually my second season in the league, first as a manager, and it's only my second season of any kind of organized sixes. I kind of stumbled on League Gaming one day at work, just out of boredom. Was getting very sick of just the terribleness of drop-in games, so I thought I'd give it a whirl, and here I am.
Well, we're glad to have you. I know you've been a very dedicated GM. You've had a lot of scouting games going and stuff like that. You haven't been one of those guys that just sits back and takes whatever he gets, like some. So far, how's bidding been going for you?
Bidding has been crazy. We all heard you talked about the first night, the firestorm of the first couple hours, and that really threw me and my AGM's kind of plan out the window as far as budgeting.
Right.
So we definitely had to adjust, but I think we've righted the ship. We're coming down the home stretch. There's about 4 or 5 more spots I think we have to fill.
How much money left?
That is a good question. I think we're floating, not counting active bids. I've got 7 million left, maybe less.
That's not bad. That's not bad to fill a few spots. Did you get everybody you wanted, or is there a big name that you missed out on?
The biggest name I feel I missed out on was right defenseman Brownage, 19.
Okay. Who ended up with him?
Oof, some jerk.
Some jerk. What was
I think he went for the Rockets.
Do you remember the going price for that?
5 million.
And what was your cap?
We had originally budgeted, I think, 2.5. Again, this was me and my AGM's first draft, so we, didn't really know what to expect, and he shot up pretty quick, and we stayed with it for a while. He's a guy, we had in a lot of scouting games that we really liked. I confess to having a man crush on him. He was just awesome on the ice, very vocal, almost like a captain. He was directing people, telling, but not in like a, he was in a polite way, in a very helpful way. We were willing to go about 4 is where I started to maybe think I was going to have to pull the plug, which is what ended up happening. So we changed courses, and we ended up bidding on and getting $4 million, a left defenseman named Ekblad.
Okay.
I also believe his first season. I don't know if he has stats.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of players their first season here at LG going for some decent money. Obviously, they're coming from other leagues or they're just friends of them, And here at the CHL, you see that a lot more is bidding on friends as opposed to necessarily talent. But that's all right, too, because here at LG, obviously, we're just trying to have a good time. Well, let me first, welcome you to the show. To everybody watching on YouTube or in the forums or wherever else, you may have came up with the show. I'll put the hat back on due to popular demand.
Sure.
Make sure you subscribe to League Gaming. I had about 12 to 15 messages last night on Xbox asking me where to find this video, where to find the replay of the night, everything like that. And in all reality, if you subscribe to LeagueGaming.com on YouTube, you can comment, subscribe. You'll get all the videos that LG produces in your feed, and you can leave all your comments. The more comments that we get, the more feedback we get, the more stuff we can produce for you guys. So don't be shy. Subscribe to LG on YouTube, and that's that. We've put our Twitter handles up there, so if you guys want to tweet at us during the show, we will do our best to answer them, and we'll also be reading some comments off of YouTube. But with that being said, let's get over to the bidding board, and we will losing my mind here. We'll see what's actually going down with all this craziness.
It seems like it's starting to calm down a little bit. think we're at that point now. We're going to start seeing a lot of the 500Ks getting snuck in now.
Yeah, as I've been telling GMs who have been, kind of wishy-washy on what they're doing, you got to realize that as other teams fill up, the biddings will become less aggressive and stuff like that. But there are teams out there I know for a fact that have been very slow on their bidding, and they're going to be out there to play the late week bidding and get into some of those wars. Can you guys all see the bidding board on mine?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, perfect. All right, let's see some of the big names that went today. We're going to sort them by price because they're highly touted people. Obviously, we know who went first in the price-wise. Barrett X29 finally went for $8 million. He went over to the Lethbridge Hurricanes, so congratulations to them on that win. I hope that $8 million is a well-spent $8 million. Big Bad Wolf for $7.5 to Edmonton Oil Kings. Manship 91, right winger, over to a team that I can't even pronounce. So that's good. Must be one of those Q teams.
You're fired.
Yep, fire me. Chimmy Bum, he's there still. I'm sorry, he was there last night. Dr. Dangles for $6 million to Tri-City. Billy Gilly, $5.5 million. That was a really sought-after goalie in this bidding process, but he went for $5.5.
Yeah, Duchronic, right before him, was a guy we had looked at. Very, very nice playmaker. Not shocking that 7 teams were in on him. Yeah, he did a lot of scouting. But just shows you, he's a guy, we thought we were being aggressive with, setting the cap for certain guys. We had maybe put him as like a $2 million player. And you can see he went for 5.7. So
what's crazy about him is you see, if you look at, it's tough to see on the screen because the screen definition isn't probably as good for you guys as it is for me. But if you look at his numbers here, all his bids started on May 25th at 8:07. So that was Sunday night at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, that was Monday night.
And that may have even been, I was either the 8:07, the 8:38, or the 8:39. It's very possible.
Either way, from in a 2 hour and 20 some odd minute time span, he went from 5 to 5.75. That's very fast. And at that point, the bidding was over, and the team with the boats won it.
Yep.
See, Brown and 19 areas. There's a guy you were talking about over in Kelowna.
Yep, love him.
Another person who's actually he took about a solid 24 hours to get through the process, so that's not too bad. But he's got some AHL experience under his belt. Played for the Niagara Ice Dogs last season, 5-18, not too impressive, but looks like he plays a little bit of goalie too, and pretty much do a little bit of everything. He's got a lot of league experience, so congratulations to Kelowna on that win.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Slam Coast 91 finally over in Edmonton. I believe that's where he was last year.
I believe he was tweeting that he was going home.
Yeah, he's in Edmonton. He's an Oil King again, but without Water Gun, it makes me wonder if if he can still function. However, $4.5 million, hey, that seems like a good deal for a guy with a Ninja Turtle head on his avatar.
You're paying for the hits,
right? Manuel Clapper, we've talked about him already. Suck It Donnie, we've already spoken about him. One Trick Pony, 3.75, another solid name to have. The Spokane Chiefs, my team, also got the Severable Raptor for 3.75. Now everybody wants to knock on the way Spokane's been doing their bidding because they spent so much, but after speaking with my new GM, he explained to me what he was doing, and it was essentially he was going after his three names, and he got his 3 names, and now everything else is fill in the blank. He's got a long list of names, and I'm sure he's going to fill out his roster just fine. And I'm pretty sure his team's not going to suffer from any of this, and everybody that's making a big deal could probably pound sand.
Now let me ask you: was he able to keep a straight face that first night while talking to you while bidding on you?
No, he had his AGM doing it the whole time. So
okay. But he knew. Yeah, I had to think he knew that was going on, right?
I scouted for him. I scouted I scouted for you.
Sure.
For anybody I scouted with, I also sent a personal message to each person saying, "Thank you for the look. I hope to play for you this season." I sent that fairly out to everybody. I didn't just send it to individual teams. I was very enthusiastic when I did scout. so I can't really. I didn't play it any certain way. However, I do know Nutty Grandpa and Tigers from other games, and last season we were kind of rival. We had a little rivalry within the conference. So let's go down to your roster here. We got the Swift Current Broncos. First of all, who are your keepers from last season?
None. We didn't keep anybody.
Wow.
Now, partially that was my fault.
That's something you wanted to do.
Well, to be honest with you, I was under the impression, and I know, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the gamer tag, Boaksno, that's been his crusade, was the re-signing, because originally it was just supposed to be prospect, or I think that got nixed. You weren't allowed to re-sign prospects and everything. Now, the Constitution I had read, which maybe wasn't updated, had said that the CHL was only allowed one re-sign.
I personally never read that because when I was contemplating taking a spot, my team back, I saw the 3. It was your GM, AGM, plus your 3 keepers from the year before. Okay.
Now, I mean, maybe it was updated afterwards, and I didn't read it. It's certainly possible. I'm not crying foul or anything. But that being said, I know a lot of last season's Swift Current, minus he who shall not be named on the show anymore, we're all gunning for the AHL. Detect was a guy who certainly you would have liked to resign, but you knew he was going to go in the AHL. That whole, the whole Breck line, you knew we're probably not going to be around.
Right. No, and that's something I've been very vocal about here in the CHL is if you're here to build a CHL dynasty, you're doing this wrong. This is a developmental sixes league to hopefully improve some of these players' gameplay, just like in real life, and get them up to the AHL and show them that there's more competitive people out there than what's here in the CHL. If you dominate the CHL, good for you.
I agree.
Take it up to the AHL. Move on. Hopefully, get a spot in the NHL. Like everybody, there's a big conversation, a big argument over which league is actually the best, and how the AHL is better than the NHL, but the CHL is better than the NHL, but worse than the It's everybody keeps throwing out their own formulas, and the thing I can say to everybody is, maybe we should start pushing ourselves to get past the CHL, get past the AHL, and stop playing with just our friends. Yeah, it's good to play with somebody you have good chemistry with, but it's also, to me, it's important to play against the best there is and the best online, and not settle for the best in the CHL or the AHL. I'd rather be the best at the highest level if I had that opportunity. And there are a lot of guys I know that are in the CHL that are NHL caliber players, or if you want to say the AHL is better, they are AHL caliber players. So here you got One Trick Pony. That was your big win for $3.75 million.
Sure. A decision I will quickly regret. Now,
really?
Now he was my AGM at Lethbridge last season. Very good player, very nice guy. And like Nutty said the first night, maybe I kind of use it as a tiebreaker. If you can get a guy that you know is dependable and already, has the talent, that gives him a tiebreaker over other guys. One Trick's a guy I know I don't have to worry about. I know he's going to show up. I know he's going to be active. I know he's going to help me with the little stuff, getting guys together for games and all that stuff, because he's been management for the previous 5 seasons. He wanted a break from it. He wanted to just be a player.
Understandable.
And I was more than happy to dish out some money to get him. I didn't bid 3.75 just because I like him. He's very talented, very versatile.
No, I think his experience speaks for itself. I mean, if you guys have been watching, I'm sitting here scrolling through numbers and numbers. He's played at all 4 levels. And it's just he's got tons of experience, and at the very least, to me, it's like signing a Yager type of player where he can get on the ice and just control the flow of the game, and teach the other players that are on his line how to play the game the right way, as opposed to some guys, that go out there and if they don't dominate, they're all of a sudden they're just a spot keeper on your roster. And One Trick Pony, I firmly believe is an influential player on the ice and can be a solid player to have, to teach as well as lead.
Absolutely. So, yeah. He's the definition, I think, of a captain on the ice.
There you go. All right, who's next here? Who's the other big name you got? Oil King.
Oil King. Did not scout. He's an AHL guy, I believe, who kind of slipped through the cracks. I had kind of, gotten name dropped by him just through the grapevine, and his stats are another one that kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, once again, he played a full season up in the AHL last year. Win losses, I'm not going to get into that because I don't believe that completely reveals what his talents are. However, he did have 51 points out of 29
20 odd games. Yeah,
that's pretty good numbers there. -4, but that's not just on him.
sure.
So once again, another solid person to have on that line. I don't know if you plan on keeping them together or splitting them up.
We'll see. That's what that's what scrimmage is and the preseason's for.
Yeah, I'm excited for preseason.
Yeah, let's get it going.
All right, last one I want to cover on your team. You know where I'm going with this one, right?
Break it down.
Multi.
You son of a bitch.
To me, Multi's been a very vocal guy here in the league. Not in a bad way either. He's always very adamant in the chat box. He says what he has to say. Played a full season with Lethbridge last year with you, obviously. If you look here, he played against Everett this night. He lost 3-0. Go ahead. Go ahead and speak your piece.
Multi, I mean, he's a good player, and the thing I love about him is his versatility. It looks like he's gunning to play forward this year, which, again, I'm more than happy to accommodate. He was my D partner a lot last year, and I really feel like I owe him, because if you look at his stats the first couple weeks, I was a newbie. Like I said, it was my first year of any kind of organized sixes. My build was terrible. I really didn't know what I was doing. It took me a few weeks and a very strange AHL call-up to kind of figure out what I was doing. And it's weird. None of the bounces went his way last year. I can think of one game that we were winning 2-1 in the third period. We ended up losing 3-2. One of the goals was actually a poke check by me that went in our own net. And then another one, it was one of those just EA 2-minute boarding penalties, even though it's a chest-to-chest hit, and then we ended up giving a power play goal and losing. And that was the kind of luck me and Multi had together last year. So I owe him. I want to get him a lot of wins this year.
You definitely. I mean, and I'm gonna throw a little attaboy at him because looking at this, I've played in a lot of sim leagues, not just hockey, football, basketball, golf, and this is something that is very impressive in my eyes. He played every week last season as a full week, with an exception of the week he was called up to the AHL, and he won 2 games. Now, I'm not making fun here. What I'm saying is he took it like a man. He didn't quit. I don't see a trade demand here. None of that stuff. This guy stuck it out. He stuck by his team and did the right thing. And
you know what? He made sure, because I'm a guy, I feel bad, when I make a mistake that changes the momentum of the game or something. And he was very quick to calm me down, tell me, he's like, you're going to be fine, cover your side, we're going to be all right. I can't say enough good things about him.
He was your voice.
And like you said, he took it like a champ. He took it like a champ.
All right, we're going to go back to the betting board here. We're going to see who is expiring soon, so we can possibly get some snipes going. No collusion watch, but maybe something exciting going on right now. Let's see. Right now, we got 24 minutes left on Quebec Gold, the right D-man. He's going for $2.25 million, and he's got no league experience, but apparently he's got some skill and a sexy little avatar here, so that should be fun.
Nice.
Blossom Waymix, half a million. That's a cheap one. Somebody needs to bid that guy up. He's a center. Let's go ahead and get on that, guys. Air Raid lefty for 3/4. Fruit Smoothie, a center for 2 3/4, and then Veritas 852 for 1 3/4. 2 teams on that one. The Fruit Smoothie's got 3 teams looking at him, and Air Raid's got 2. So there's still some names out there with timers expiring. Let's get on those, and teams walk away with players cheap. Everybody else is driving prices up on you guys. Why not drive them up on them? Let's see here what else is going on here in the league. Let's go check over on YouTube. We'll get some comments going. Hopefully you guys writing some things. If not, we'll make some up. All right, no comments. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you guys are all commenting. It's been up. There we go. All right. John Smith says the hat has to be on. Got it, boys. Don't worry. Roy Kingston, that's Tigers, my AGM. Nice hat. Josh Smith, what about the defense that is still on the boards with the higher bids? We'll cover that in a minute. That's a really good question, Josh. And then Nutty Grandpa, the Spokane Chiefs GM, I believe in Powder P. Breck knows nothing. That's kind of a knock on the post that was recently put. I don't know if you read it, Rushpock, did you?
I did.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we'll take bulletin board material this early. That's fine.
Yeah, I love bulletin board fodder. It inspires me to play at the top of my game, and I cannot wait to play the Red Deer Rebels this season.
You know what? Breck's going to catch a lot of crap, but his opinion is fine. That's fine. He's been in the league a while. He knows the guys, and hey, let's go out and prove the $9 million man wrong.
Yeah, Basically, he went on and he reviewed the top teams and the bottom teams and his theory of the bidding.
He did 3-3, I believe, right?
He put himself as an overpriced player, which is understandable, and but he called me out and basically, not directly, he did it indirectly and said that he was one of those people that. My team was the worst. We let up the most goals. Blah 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 blah. Well, my D partner this year is going to be privatized. So Breck Easy, all I'm telling you is just bring it. Bring it when you play us because I don't want any excuses as to why you lost. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I don't chirp out of hatred. I don't chirp out of retribution. No, I chirp for fun. This is supposed to be fun for me. And since I got a nice platform to do it on. I could be the best chirper all season long.
Which is another thing Breck kind of took you to task for on Twitter, I believe.
What was that?
That's another thing he took you to task for on Twitter.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Now the comments are starting to come in a little bit more.
You guys just waking up? Come on.
Yeah, right. Rushpock is a great guy. Scouted with him, class act. Hey, I agree with you there, James Colson. If you guys sign your gamer tags on the end of your comment, I can actually say your gamer tag and not your real name, and we can actually hear who these are coming from. So we got two questions that I want to bring to the bidding, the roster screen anyways. One is the thoughts on Valdor, and the other one is what about the high-end when they're still on the thing. So here we go with, we're going to go back to the bidding board here just a second. And we'll start with Valdor just to see. I'm probably not saying that right because even though my last name's Lemieux, I don't speak French whatsoever.
I'm terrible with normal names, let alone gamer tags.
Exactly, and it is crazy, especially when they're L's or I's or.
Give me X's, baby. Give me 6 X's.
All right, the Valdor 4 Ors or whatever else you want to call them. Let me share my screen with you guys so you guys can join in on this. So far, with high price, we got. I don't know why Goomba's a $4.25 million AGM, but that might be the highest paid GM.
That's something they should have got fixed before the bidding.
Call a Noodle. That was a name that was been thrown around a lot this week. For a guy that played one game, unless there's a gamer tag change, which it doesn't list here. He had 2 games played, one in preseason and one in week 2. One was an overtime loss and one was a loss. Let's just say that was as of right now, that in my book is an overpriced player. Any thoughts?
Yeah, the stats don't lie. Though someone must know something we don't.
Yeah, that's my only other guess is they have something. The next big one that's on their list is Brodeur 30, a goalie, went for $2.5 million, and
a steal for a goalie at this point.
And he basically decided to go for a lot of money, and you wanted your team rated here, so here we go. We got an 8-3 win against your team, Lethbridge.
I tell you what, 8-3. I bet you I was in that game.
And then a 4-2 loss to Portland Winterhawks. Played goalie in both of them. Had a combined save percentage of 73.1. 19 saves on 26 shots for a 3.5 goals against average. Not bad numbers on a goals against, but as I said last night, goals against is not a true testament to your skill, but rather to your defensive structure on your team.
What did we get? 8 shots against them?
Yeah, it was.
That's terrible.
8 shots.
I guarantee you I was in that
3
game.
goals on him. So I mean, that's bad. You guys got 8 shots, but it's worse that he only. So we'll just leave it at that. And let me go check back to the names here. And I'm not knocking your team. I'm just pointing out what I see on paper here. This is what I would do if I wasn't doing it live. It was the same way I'd go about it. We'll go with Douglas XX16, right D-man. He went for a grand total of the site doesn't want to load for me. While this is loading, let me just say to you guys that this isn't one of those things, like I'm not trying to knock teams or put people down. If you guys ask for an opinion, you're going to get it. Douglas XX16, lefty, another 1 game. He had an 8-0 loss to the Armada last season. And it's, once again, numbers really don't lie. So...
yeah, you know what? The only thing I can say about Douglas is I'm pretty sure that we scouted him because he was on my list.
Right.
Now he wasn't. I don't think he scouted enough that we were going to get into that kind of money for him. But it's best I can tell you is that he did scout with us and he was on our list. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's a bad player. I'm not. But if you're asking me to rate your team off of what I'm seeing on the board right now, I'm not impressed. But I wish you the best. So we'll just leave it at that on that one. I don't want to get too in depth with saying bad things. All right, we're gonna go with some high-end D-men. See what's on the board. That was the last question we got. Open bids.
I'll tell you what, Pat, while you're looking that up, that Medicine Hat Lethbridge game, me and Multi, right D and lefty, combined -11.
Hey, it could be worse though. It could always be worse. Some of the big names, we've got Sky Shark. He's 6 teams are going after him. Sky Shark 32 for $4.5 million. Left D-man. Played a full season well, I wouldn't say a full, but close enough. Played 20 games in the regular season. Went 11-8-1. So it's one of the guys that does have a winning record with a -7 in the regular season. I won't give him playoff numbers because he only had 2 games. But he went for 4.5. He's going for $4.5 million with 15 hours left. So if you want a guy that's played a season, has some experience, there you go, Sky Shark. Jeff Boyardee, awesome gamer tag. I guess I'd call it Jeff Boyardee, but I hope that's what you're going for there. Another player that had some time in the OHL and the WHL last year, played 22 games with the Spitfires. It looks like that logo is kind of small, so it's hard to see. And he put up 31 points. So I mean, for a right D-man, that's some solid numbers right there. $4.5 million, 3 hours left on him. So don't forget to get on that one. Arcanine is a right D-man for $3 million. Wicked 84, SNF firefighter, Maddie 22. First name that really sticks out in my eyes here is J-Rod is awesome. He's got 3 teams after him right now. 7 bids up to $2 million. 13 hours left. There's no reason why that team should get away with that for $2 million. Had an awful plus minus, but we had a slight goalie issue last season on our team where once it got down by 3 goals, our goalies literally stopped playing, and due to the fact that nobody wants to play on a bad team and they don't have the commitment to that, made it kind of tough on us. But J-Rod is awesome. Always a solid D-man to have. Knows the game of hockey and can teach some players to play. I promise you that. Did J-Rod scout for you at all?
No.
Oh, man, J-Rod should have got there. Another one that's really kind of popping out is Slain Dog. Only going for 500 right now, but I remember playing against him last season, and he shut our team down. Not saying that was the hardest thing in the world, but it's a solid team. I don't know if you remember playing against him at all. Just to me, the name sticks out, so there's another D-man that's got some experience in the league. Eddie Reflex played on Spokane last season, 22 games, 8-13 and 1, 26 points with a -8. That -8 doesn't look too good on paper, but I'll tell you right now, coming from the Spokane Chiefs from last season, a -8's not bad. Any names on here that are sticking out to you, D-men?
Let's see. Defensive D-man, I've heard good things about.
Where's he at here?
He's at 1.25, 6 points in 9 games at the NHL last year.
There you go.
At a -4, so.
Let me know how Columbus did. I didn't follow the NHL too hard.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I was on both teams in the AHL. I was part of Charlotte and I was part of the Senators. So like both my teams that I'd played for that season were playing each other in the finals. So it was kind of cool for me to watch all the guys that I got to play with that season. Other than that, it's just Dugan. I've played club with him. He doesn't have too much. He doesn't have any league experience, but this is a kid that's willing to play anywhere on the ice, and his availability is fairly good. He's actually a United States Marine, so Semper Fi to you, buddy. I myself as well. So
nice.
Things that I try to keep the brotherhood alive. Chi-Town 17 for $2.5 million, nine bids with from two teams. Played for Tri-City and Wilkes-Barre Scranton up in the AHL last season. Went with -5 into the in the regular season and then a -7 in the playoffs. That -7 in the playoffs kind of scares me, but I'm wondering if they had to play Kamloops in that first round. I'm not too sure though. Did your team get the playoffs last year? I'm not trying to call you out.
No.
No.
We went on a little bit of run towards the end, and then availability started to catch up with us a little bit. We didn't necessarily forfeit games, and we were definitely scrambling to get some guys in towards the end. Expansion hurt us last year, but I think AHL call-ups hurt us more. We essentially lost an entire first line and probably 2 of our best defensemen to the AHL, which, it's going to happen, but, with doubling that with the expansion, that kind of gutted TC rosters. That was a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it happens, and you have to kind of do the best with what you get. And as I said, anybody can prove me wrong on any bad things or anything Rush is saying here. All these things that are being said, we're going off of what's on paper and what we've seen. And if you have a problem with it, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up, start a thread, chirp all you'd like. But the biggest thing you can do to change that opinion is to prove me wrong in the regular season. James Channel TV just said, not at all surprised I haven't got a bid yet. I came in late last year, although it was part of the Mississauga Steelhead team. Stats look okay, but I think the experience is keeping people away. If you're watching Jaws Channel TV, if you're watching Jaws, I don't think it's the lack of experience. A lot of people without experience in this league going for higher amounts. I'm getting other people asking me to rate the Royals. I'm not going to rate the Royals tonight, but hopefully I can get that up early enough tomorrow. Halleck41 says J. Marquette went for $6 million last season and he's up to $500K. What's my thoughts? We can bring that one up. I played some club with him, and I think that'll be a fun topic to discuss. Or now, have you played with Marquette at all?
No, doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, he's got a brother in the league, so he was one of those people that you were like, you didn't know which one was which. But J. Marquette is the better of the two. Got 12 hours left. Once again, he played for both Tri-City, Spokane, and the Milwaukee Admirals. And then the regular season last year, he had 24 games, went 8-15-1 with 54 points, 39 goals, 15 assists with a -6. Once again, that Spokane team had a tough time last year, and anything coming out with those numbers, hey, that's pretty solid. So J. Marquette, 69, still got 12 hours, 18 minutes, and 37 seconds left, so let's get that bidding going. If not, hey, whatever team gets him for $500K, awesome for you. All right.
Some GM is shaking their fist in anger right now.
Oh, I'm sure. And that's what this is for. Hopefully people tune in and start, getting more involved, and that'd be awesome. James Colson says, second season CHL, great show. Learning about this thing. I thought I would be a Calgary Hitman. That's SkyShark32. That's his gamer tag.
Okay.
Don't know you, SkyShark. I look forward to playing against you, and I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Very nice hat switch. I'm not sure if that's towards me or to you.
I've been switching hats all.
Oh, have you?
All night. I have.
I've been watching my screen and everything. Let's see. Is Tyler C 2006 good? Nah, I'm not going to go into that one, Mackenzie Hot Joyce, but hopefully one of these days. No, I'm not going to do individual players all the way through here, guys. Tomorrow night and Thursday night we'll be doing more of a team review, and hopefully Sunday night I'll be doing a final bidding wrap up, where we'll be talking more about the media direction here at LG. So don't worry about me not going over individual players. I'm not trying to ignore your comments. It's just if I sat there and did every individual player, it'll be an all-night affair. So far, Rush, what team are you not looking forward to play, and which team are you excited to play?
Well, you know what? I think everyone is going to want to play Red Deer. Let's be honest. That's probably a game that everyone's going to want to throw their top line out and maybe just get some chirping rights.
Actually, I got a quick question for you. I'm not a GM this year, so I'm not sure how this is all working.
Sure.
If you look at the salaries here on Red Deer, it says all no contracts. Is there something these GMs need to be doing?
Yes. Tater needs to go into his management, his manager tab, and he just needs to go to his front office, and every player he's won in bid will have a little button that says offer contract.
Okay.
Just click 1 year, the salary's already defaulted in there, and then those will start. It's 1 years are automatically accepted, so it'll be up right away.
So if you're Tatar 21 or Datsuk 13 or anybody else on Red Deer and you're watching the show, get on the horn with your AGM, and let's get those contracts issued. I think a lot of us would like to see what everybody's sitting at too. It plays a big part in bidding. All the other teams have done most of them, but I've noticed a few teams. Lethbridge Hurricanes, Everett Silvertips, Edmonton Hurricanes.
Let's get one of you guys to step up for the AGM role too. Don't leave Zetterberg hanging.
Which team?
Lethbridge still without an AGM.
See now, Zetterberg, you could have played that smart and you could have gotten that Barra X29 for a lot cheaper if you just made him an AGM. That's all you had to do. But no, you went and spent what, $8 million on him?
Let's see. Kamloops is probably going to be a team.
Kamloops is always going to be a team because Bo Cosmo is, in my opinion, probably the best general manager in the CHL.
Yeah, he's dialed in. He knows what guys to spend money on, and he knows what guys he's going to be able to steal.
I've spoke with him obviously he was on the show last night. I also spoke to him personally in an Xbox Live party, and he's really got it down to a science. He knows what he's doing. Everybody's like, oh, he's only got 9 players on his active roster right now. I promise you right now, he'll have a roster loaded with talent, and you guys will all be regretting the day you played Kamloops. Kootenay Ice, they had a rough season last year. I'm hoping they can turn it around. They got Mavis Incarnate as a GM and Booty Funk as an AGM, so maybe they can turn that around. Medicine Hat was Nicky W. He was the GM, right?
You know what? I'm not sure. I know it.
The name sounds familiar, but I can't remember. I'm hoping Prince Albert. I hope they decide to start bidding sometime today. Maybe.
That would be nice, unless that's maybe just a leftover team. There's a couple teams that they didn't clear out that kind of had weird, 2-year AHL like Barry Colts. I don't think are a team. Kitchener's not a team. Maybe that's the case with Prince Albert. Maybe they're actually not a team.
I thought they had filled the WHL and the OHL before.
You're right.
I'm sorry. The WHL and the Q, and they were going to leave the OHL blank this year.
You're right. He's got 2 guys with no contracts that he probably won in bidding. So.
Right, and then we got
Hey, I'll play them. Let's play them then. Come on.
Yeah, I'd love to play that 3-man roster. All right, let's go back to the bidding board. We'll do one final check on the bidding. We'll just do some. I guess we'll go some forwards because we've been touching a lot on defense and goalies tonight. Go with centers because centers is a fun position to have to play with. So far, the highest priced center survey says Lantien, whatever your name is, 32. I remember him from last season. Went for 5 3/4 mil. I mean, right here, if you look at it, right, you know, these colors, guys, this red and the orange, that's his temperature. That's how hot he was. He was red. He was red almost all the last 3 seasons he's played in the CHL. Played season 16 in the AHL and in the NHL, and a little bit dabbled a little bit with the Hartford Wolfpack in the AHL last season. So there's another center.
Very envious. I had a lot of dark blue next to my name last season.
Yeah, I dabbled in the green for a while, but I also dropped into the blue for a bit of time. But that's all right. Bashbro went for $2 million. I saw this earlier today in the chat box, and I was so surprised that he was able to go that cheap. He had great scouting games for me last year. He was solid on a very poor team. You couldn't say enough about him. He was one of the better players in the league, let alone on his team. People that are open right now for centers are, let's see here. Survey says. All right, Biz the best, 2 3/4. Coidal King or Coidal King?
Coidal King, sure. He's a snuggler.
Fruit Smoothie, Blackjack MVP, Veritas 852, and then my boy Slugger 921 is back on the bidding board still with 2 hours and 30 minutes left. Just scrolling through this really quick. Russell Jimmy's another guy that played for me last year. He doesn't even have a bid on him yet, but that kid can put the puck in the net with the best of them. Played 18 games for me last season, had 47 points, 20 goals, and 27 assists. And, you know, even played 5 games in the playoffs with a 2-3 record. Now, it doesn't look impressive in that playoffs, but once again, we got bumped out by Kamloops in the second round, so it wasn't necessarily the easiest. Any names you're seeing here, the centers?
I'm scrolling, not seeing a whole lot. C-Word, if that's an Arrested Development reference, that deserves a bid.
Where's that?
C-Word, spelled with a S-E-A. I'm a huge Arrested Development fan, so...
Not a big TV guy myself. It's not sports or The Office. I'm not watching. I'm a Michael Scott fan. All right, let's bring it back to the faces here so you guys can see exactly what's going on. We're going to stop the screen share. What kind of beer are you drinking?
This is a Great Lakes Rye of the Tiger IPA. I'm a microbrew guy. Oh, it's awesome.
All right. I usually do beer, but it's been a long couple weeks with finishing up school, so I just slow down on the drinking during the week.
Yeah, you'll catch up.
Yeah, I'll be back soon. All right, guys. That's it for night 3 of a CHL bidding show. We'll be back again 9:15. Remember, to catch this show later on, subscribe to the League Gaming channel. In about 35 minutes, it'll be up there. Tell your friends to watch it live. Make sure you guys are liking the video, commenting on the video, all that social networking stuff that you do with all your favorite YouTubers. You need to do that with the LG channel. The more support this league gets, the better off we will be as a league. Twitter, follow me on Twitter, PowderP. Don't forget Mike Rushton here, RushPock, CJ Paco 17. Any final thoughts?
Let's get started, man. This has been a long, I mean, like I said, it's only my 2nd season, so it's my first off season, and it's been long. Let's go. I
got the hockey bug too, so I'm ready to go. Everybody else, I will see you guys tomorrow night. I look forward to it. This has been a lot of fun so far. Not sure which GM's coming on tomorrow night, but I'm sure it'll be a good one. Once again, if you're a player, don't ask to come on the show until the bidding's over. I'm not going to be asking for any special guests on any shows just because I don't want certain teams or certain players to get more exposure than others. So with that being said, have a good night and keep playing hockey. Peace.